This isn't a fight. I just need you to love me more.
I had a friend that was recording an album and she needed help with some background vocals, and the guy that was there, he was like, you have a really good voice, have you ever thought about recording? And I was just like, nah, I don't write. He was just kind of like, well, just start writing. And my first song was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. So you know, my first album, even my second album, I just was still kind of coming into my own. The conversation that changed my whole idea of art and my artistry was when he said, you know, the people that you listen to, what do they write about? Because I wasn't writing my life. I was writing what I thought people wanted to hear. And he said, you need to write about your life. And the day that he said that, that night, I wrote 6 songs. Success is just the intuition of knowing your worth and knowing that you do deserve respect because of the history of your career, not because you have talent, because it really doesn't matter if you have talent or not. It's about the journey that you take that makes people want to associate with you. The right people want to associate. You have to have a story. You have to have some sort of struggle and failure and triumph and all that other stuff. As a newbie or a green or whatever, you can get really, really discombobulated with everybody telling you things about what's going to work for you. And I had to step back and be like, well, dang, I'm the surplus here. They want to work with me. So I need to figure out why they want to work with me and hone that and believe in that. And that's the hardest thing to do. They see you travel and they see you like meeting different people and performing every place, but they don't know what it takes to do all that. You know, I'm not wealthy by any means, you know, and it gets hard. I struggle the same way other people struggle. But I don't allow that to move through me in a way where it controls me. When I can't pay a car note, or, well, I just paid off my last car note, so. But when I can't pay off a car note, or, you know, I lose my apartment, or, you know, I have to move back home, or I don't have any feelings about having to relocate or do things, because I love change. I embrace change. Some people can't do that. And there's this whole stigma with society of like what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to be at a certain age. And I just don't believe that. But I still struggle to overcome those things, because, you know, you have your friends and your family, and you see them doing all of these amazing things because they have a regular job, and but they're still unhappy. Right. Do you know what I mean? So the grass is never greener on the other side. You know, I still have my personal struggles, and those things like money or health insurance. You know, I have a kidney disease and I don't have any health insurance, and I haven't had health insurance since I was 20. And I've tried to get it, but I haven't been able to get it up to now. I haven't been able to get it because I have a pre-existing condition. So when you're on the road and you run out of medication, you know, and my medication is expensive, and sometimes I would have to take my medication every other 2 days or every other 3 days so that I can stretch it out. I don't have to do that as like I did before. Those are the things that I was doing so that I could keep doing this. I was in a nightclub and I was invited to come out and meet, you know, I was with a DJ friend of mine, and there was another known DJ there, and I came out and he hadn't met me, and he actually remixed one of my songs years ago, and I never met him. And he's from Baltimore, but we were meeting in London, so it was just so strange. But he didn't know that I was going to be there, and so when he met me, he didn't realize it was me, and then he was like, "Oh my God!" And so it was really nice to meet him. But then he played the song, and I'm sitting in the back there, and everybody's singing the song, and then he drops out the music, and everybody's like yelling the song, and there's like 300 people in the club. And nobody knew that it was me. I was just sitting there, I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. It was kind of overwhelming, but I was like, this it's not the same as singing and performing and people are singing your songs back to you. It's way different because there's a different energy when people are dancing and they're feeling the song and they don't know that you're there. It was cool. That was I always go back to that.
For a long, long time.
If I was doing anything else, I would be doing myself and the world a disservice. And inevitably, you know, when we die, it don't matter, because when you're dead, and I want to take advantage of the time that I have on earth to do everything that I'm supposed to be doing, and I feel like it heals me and it helps to heal other people. June 2011, I was in the middle of central London and I was getting in a taxi cab, and it was right after I realized my label didn't give a crap. Like, the entire 3 years that I was with my label, and I've never talked about this, but the entire 3 years that I was with my label, it was a lesson learned, but in that moment, it was a very harsh lesson, and it really saddened me. It's like a gut punch. It was just like, wow, I invested all of this time, and credit was taken away from me, and all types of things was taken away from me. I was able to get out of it, thankfully, because I had a kick-ass lawyer, but it was just, that really brought me back down to zero. It made me realize that I have to look out for myself, you know what I mean? And I have to believe and trust in what I'm capable of.
Right.
I don't need those people. I don't need people like that, because they're just toxic. I called my friend Richard, and he was like, just come back to Florida. He's always trying to get me to just come back to Florida and we'll just write some songs together. And I was just like, oh, all right. And I came back, and it just so happened that when I come back, a close family member of mine was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
So it was kind of serendipitous that I was feeling that way, and then I had to come back here, and so I was hoping to take care of her, and then she suddenly passed, like literally 6 weeks later.
Okay.
And that was really, really difficult. But going through that really helped me to start putting my life into like these blocks, and like really looking at what I was doing and what I was missing and what I was needing, and as we were writing, it just became this kind of like healing agent. Like I was just like, I needed more of it, more of it, more of it. And then we were just kind of like, there's a list here. So far we've written 19 songs in 2 months. All of these songs are about healing. And it just so happened that we were just like, I had taken a break from my solo work, he'd taken a break from his solo work. We both liked Chet Baker. We've been listening to jazz, and then we were just like, let's just do this. You know what I mean? So it just kind of happened, and I believe strongly that things should just happen that way. Make sure that you subscribe to LaGuardia Cross's YouTube channel, because it's really good. And I'm loving this whole series that you're doing. It's really, really good, actually. Especially this one.